talk about the many emergency services volunteers that serve in regional South Australia. But very importantly, those men and women who are serving their particular units across the whole of the electorate of Stewart, where they not only give up their own valuable time voluntarily, but also, very importantly, for those who leave their employment to go and attend to whatever emergency it may occur, not only in their own backyard, but anywhere in the state and perhaps sometimes interstate and overseas, where their great and valuable service is greatly appreciated. Their service is not only appreciated by the members of the unit, what they might be assisting, but more importantly, the communities that are involved with the emergency. The business operators must also be acknowledged here at times, but their employees would have to attend any emergency at the drop of a hat, at sometimes causing disruption to that particular business. These volunteer services will and will continue to endeavour to save properties, farmland or whatever area it might be the case. In many cases, these volunteers are also risking their lives and health by assisting those who may be in the direct line of the incident. There was an incident just recently, the fire at the Mount Remarkable National Park, where just over 40 local brigades participated in this event over the long and hot period. With your leave, Mr Speaker, I would like to acknowledge these brigades whose volunteer members participated. Crystalbrook, Wandera, Warnertown, Mundura, Wards Hill, Napperby, Red Hill, Kalunga, Port Broughton, Wilmington, Melrose, Port Germain, Rabra, Appler, Bullaroo Centre, Mambray Creek, Gladstone, Jamestown, Georgetown and Laura, Golden Kaltowie, Narrady, Yakka, Yongla, Peterborough, Orroroo, Stirling North, Quorn, Middleback, Snowtown, Tuawi, Spalding, Hallett, Waichakawi, Roxby Downs and Andamuka. And from those 40 there, Mr Speaker, 20 of those were from my electorate. I was monitoring the progress of the situation at the National Park and visited the ground crew at Wilmington on several occasions. However, it was very evident not only the crews from my electorate were present there, but from all over regional South Australia, as I mentioned, that were part of those 40. Wilmington and other areas of my electorate, plus the other parts of the state, have been suffering dramatically from the drought. However, the townspeople of Wilmington in particular were forever bringing food and drinks and other assistance for those hard-working volunteers. This just shows that country people, in many occasions, think about others before they think about their own needs. Unfortunately, Mr Acting Speaker, in circumstances like these, there is always a chance of a volunteer being injured. And unfortunately, in the fire at the National Park at Mount Remarkable, a Michael Wigg from Wilmington sustained some injuries and had to be flown to Adelaide for treatment. And thankfully, and very thankfully for him and his family, the injuries were able to be overcome. To show my gratitude to those dedicated volunteers in my electorate, I have sent congratulations letters to each of the 20 brigades in my electorate. By sending the congratulations letters is very small in comparison to the time and the suffering and also the heartbreak that the families and they had to go through to fight those fires up there. And in many cases, that was in very inaccessible locations, and at times they had to have the water tankers flying in, and from memory, there was 70 each day had to be refuelled either at Port Pirie or out at Port Augusta. So again, it is an issue that we need to be very aware of, in particular, in addition to the challenges that our regional people are facing with the drought and also the other thing of the loss of water pressure and things like that. Again, Mr Acting Speaker, I cannot speak highly enough of the great and dedicated volunteers in all avenues of emergency service across all of our regional areas in South Australia. And I've said this before, people in regional areas, and not only bushfires, but also they have to go out and SES, they have to go out and attend an accident on the highway, in the areas and things like that. In many, many occasions, those people go out there and they know when they get there, they're not too sure what they're going to confront or come to before their attention. And in many occasions, their friends, sometimes it's been their family, and I'll relate this again. Years ago when my late wife was driving from Port Pirie to Crystalbrook on the Port Broughton Road, there was a head-on crash there. There's several services, emergency services went out there, and even though it's many, many years ago, those people still have that memory in their minds, and again, that's always there. So we need to be very, very aware of the challenges, but also the mental health and the emotional stress that these volunteers undertake.